Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Atlas. This is a daily update video for SafeMoon. If you guys are new to the channel, would love for you to be a part of the community, so feel free to hit subscribe. I also talk a lot about AMC, the movie theater stock on this channel, so if you guys are interested in that, then you're definitely welcome here. And also, if you can on this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up like button. It is a small gesture, but it goes a long way. It helps us out with the YouTube search algorithm. Feel free to share this video on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, whatever you guys may end up using, if you think other people would find this video to be interesting as well. And please keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion, it's my own research, and I highly encourage you guys to do your own research as well. So what I'm going to be speculating on in this video is whether or not the biggest SafeMoon whale is likely to have another huge sale in the very near future. So again, let me just stress that this is speculation in this video. I cannot define whether it's for sure going to happen or not, but I'm looking at signs that are suggesting that there is some pretty high probability, and what ranges that I'm going to really try and keep an eye out for, and what activity may need to take place in order for that to happen. So let's go and take a look at the price action movement here. We can actually see Bitcoin up almost 4%, Ethereum up 4.57%. We also got BNB up 1.94%. We got Doge up 2.65%, mostly green across the board. It's looking very bullish in that regards. Over on Twitter, SafeMoon has posted a new little teaser video in regards to the SafeMoon Wallet. When looking through it, there's some stuff that identifies with code. One little line right here where it says, I think it says max temperature, public void max temperature, as you guys can see there. I'm assuming that that is associating with the actual app itself, for the SafeMoon Wallet app, making sure that it doesn't cause any kind of internal stability issues. Maybe there's a small chance that you could see that being related to something with mining, because mining is going to require more processing power, and overall with this app, I wouldn't expect it to use very much processing, but I wouldn't put too much emphasis on the fact that it might have the ability to do mining mechanics in it, especially with its initial launch, but who knows. And if you guys want to check me out on Twitter, my handle is @CryptoAtlasYT. Would love for you guys to be a part of the Twitter space as well. Looking at the actual dominance with the whales here, we can actually see that within the last one day, it hasn't changed. It's still at 18.61%. I think that this is technically a little bit of a glitch that might be happening with SafeMoon Mark's website. The reason being is that if you go back to the actual Whale Watchers report, it doesn't show that the #1 biggest whale had those huge sales in the last 24 hours, which is very unusual and odd because there were some massive sells that this individual did, and it was within the last 24-hour period. Technically, even within the last 12-hour period. Whale number 17 here has 66.9 billion sell. Whale 21 has 169.4 billion sell. So quite impactful. Now, as far as for the biggest SafeMoon whale, just a couple hours ago, so I guess this was actually 15 hours ago, my apologies on that. So taking a look at this right here, what we can actually see is 1.351 trillion SafeMoon. That's trillion. That's not billion. That's 1.35 trillion. 450 billion SafeMoon, just 15 minutes approximately beforehand on that. So what I did is I looked at a lot of the recent transactions and I went ahead and charted them out. And the yellow lines are indicating when the actual transactions took place. And then what I did is I also put in a Fibonacci extension and created lines identifying where these sales took place, as well as the identification of the time frames between these. So we saw it as short as 15 minutes, which I wouldn't really include that too much because essentially it's one transaction, but the shortest technically was 15 minutes. I'd be more considerate of 8 hours and 45 minutes, and it ranges all the way up to what we're seeing here of about a day, 9 hours and 30 minutes. There's a lot more activity that's taking place with Bitcoin now, so I think it's important that we really start to keep an eye on the charts and see what kind of potential movement that there could be, because when Bitcoin makes moves, it does have a splash impact on the rest of the cryptocurrency community. It is very important that you see what's going on with Bitcoin and news that's going on with Bitcoin, because that could dramatically impact a lot of other things. Also specifically with SafeMoon, because of Ethereum now for the Ethereum blockchain, the bridge that took place over with that, but more so because of the Binance Smart Chain. It's so heavily started off with the Binance Smart Chain and still actually actively is. You really want to see what's going on, if anything, with the BNB, because the BNB is paired with the liquidity pool, okay? So #1, the biggest thing is look at what's going on with Bitcoin. A lot of the stuff follows the movement afterwards that. So as what I'm trying to say here is that we're seeing sporadic time frames through these. Because of that variable, I would say that there's not a consistent time frame to say that this is likely to trade between this time period and this time period. It's all across the board with this. So I'm like, all right, that doesn't really look like a large forming indicator. So instead, let me look at the selling points that took place in reference to that of Bitcoin itself. So as I was looking through with this, we had a sell that took place here, then was followed off by a bit of some selling action from Bitcoin itself. So it's having like a little bit of a run going on here. This had a substantial run. You can actually see that there was a dip that took place here. But this individual, they didn't sell it there. They waited till it got right towards the peak there. That was really good timing with that before it ended up dropping down with Bitcoin's price. More than likely, they traded this to BNB, and BNB was probably pulled down as well, but in reference to SafeMoon's price. And then over here, there was a bit of some consolidated action right here as well, a lot more consolidated actions at a substantial drop. They didn't sell it during that time period. They actually waited till it was here and just barely starting to climb up. Again, looking like it was right around consolidated action. So is it because of a substantial price increase or decrease that's taking place with Bitcoin as well? No, it doesn't seem to be a leading indicator with that either. So instead, then what I did is I went ahead and I drew a Fibonacci extension, as I mentioned just a little bit ago, between these major price zones. So not factoring in this lower level here, but where a lot of this has actually been taking place. And then there is where I start to see some actual relationships. So we're seeing some relationships down here in the bottom level. That's right around at $39,100 for Bitcoin. On the high was at $40,600. Okay, but we were seeing multiple points of reference. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on here for you guys. That's taking place largely right around the 0.618 of the Fibonacci sequence. So as I'm seeing multiple references with this, another instance right down here, which is suggesting a little bit lower on the 0.382 level. Also, there were candles that were associated pretty close to the 0.5 right there. So it's between those two variable ranges. I think that this gives a little bit more credence. So if you were to speculate, which again, let me clarify, I am speculating on this, but based on where we are right now, we're seeing major resistance taking place here at the 1.618. I would not be surprised if they decided to do another big sale somewhere between these levels, between either, I'm going to go ahead and start up here, $43,124 if they want to give it a little bit of some cool down time and see it make some moves, or at $41,600, or another level back at $40,642. That is not definitive. It could happen at any given point in time. Keep in mind the RSI for Bitcoin is considered oversold not only on the 15-minute charts, but also on the daily. And if you go and look at the actual daily chart here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days of green candles, about to form 10 daily green candles. To put that into perspective, we have not seen 9 days of green candle closures for Bitcoin since 2015. So every day that goes by, there's another chance that we're going to end up seeing a red day, and that pullback could be an opportunity where they decide to take advantage of do that sell. I also want to clarify, I don't think that this whale is doing this to be malicious against us. I think that they're just helping to slowly drop down their total dominance. They could drop and sell everything. If they did that, there'd be a lot of slippage. They wouldn't earn as much for their own end on that as well. So it is a smart tactic that they're actually trickling this off over the course of time. But I personally, it's just my opinion, I don't think that they're doing it to just try and get out completely of the project. I think that they're actually essentially trying to help us. We want the volume to be very high. Let me clarify that. But we want the prices to be low, and the lower the price goes right now, the better for the long term. I know you hate to hear that. You want the price to go up. But the lower that the price is right now, if you want to buy more, guess what? You're going to get more SafeMoon. When it starts going up more, guess what? More is going to be burned, more is going to be reflections, and it's going to work out much better for you. So just be patient, guys. Just be patient. As far as the barrier of entry to get in the top 1,000 wallets, still right around 28 billion. Looks like it did increase a little bit here at 28.094 billion. As far as the top ranking list of coins for SafeMoon, it is currently ranked at number 71. So it's dropped down out of the 60s. It's now into the 70s range. And I also want to make just a brief comment on this. I don't condone this. I don't support this kind of mentality. A lot of people are extremely upset with this, and I think everyone has a right to be upset with this. Some people may think that, oh, you're overreacting, Atlas. It's not that big of a deal. You're entitled to your own opinion. I'm just making it clear I do not condone this kind of mentality. So this is an individual that's associated with the SafeMoon team, but essentially he's an influencer like me. and for whatever reason, he's just got more of a spotlight on him from the SafeMoon team, probably because of his involvement early stages of the project. And I believe he was also involved, might still be involved with the merch designs and getting connections, from my understanding, with all of that. But making a post like this, effing irresponsible whale, I hope you get hit by a bus. That's horrible to say, and I do not agree with this message whatsoever. You should not wish any kind of ill will physically on somebody, let alone, I mean, getting hit by a bus, you're likely going to die, right? So that people use that kind of a phrase. It's just, I don't agree with it. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and end the video on, I'll end it on a good note. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all the support that you guys have been doing, and I hope to continue to grow this community. And again, feel free to share the video if you think other people might enjoy being a part of my community and seeing what kind of feedback that I have on things. Feel free to hit subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumbs up like button. It definitely helps us out. Let us know what your guys' thoughts are on everything that we mentioned today, or anything specific. Comment on one thing. It helps us out with the rankings as well. And I'd love to hear from you guys. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next episode.